Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Conversations ATL. We're really excited to welcome back to our program today Chris Young and Tay Smith. They are talent agents that I actually met 3 years ago when I was in Atlanta, Georgia. They've been up to some great work. We're going to talk to them about that, but also what it's been like for them to do work that they love and to work with individuals and helping them bring their passions to reality. This is a conversation you don't want to miss, so stay tuned.
It's time to shine, time to shine. So shine on. Ooh, shine on. It's time to shine. It's time to shine. Now's the moment you were created for. And you can feel it's right. Come on, let's go. You're in control. So tell me what you want.
And welcome back to Conversations ATL. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Really excited to welcome back Chris Young and Tay Smith to our program. As I mentioned, I got a chance to interview them 3 years ago when I was here in Atlanta about the work they were doing with their clients, what it's been like for them to work from Atlanta and to see the response. Well, they've been up to some great things since the last time I spoke with them, so I'm excited to catch you guys up. Chris, Tay, welcome back to the program.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Well, as I said, you guys have definitely been busy, right?
Yeah.
In the 3 years since last time we talked. Chris, I'll start with you. Talk to me about the process. It's interesting. I went back and watched our first conversation together. And one of the things that we talked about were the opportunities here in Atlanta. What has it been like for Tay and you to take advantage of those opportunities?
They've increased a great deal. That's the first thing. There are billions of dollars now being generated in this market. I believe that we are now the number one market in terms of film production, which is amazing because, for a while there, we were in stiff competition with Los Angeles, and obviously we can't forget New York. And one of the things that Tay always says to clients, potential clients, et cetera, when we're in conversation is that we have to remember that Hollywood has about 100 years experience on us. Right. So it's kind of interesting to just see that unravel and unfold. But the opportunities are amazing, man. And it's great just to see a broad range of talent be able to work.
Right, for sure. And Tay, it's been great being able to stay connected with the two of you on social media and your growing business, and we're going to get more into that. Talk to us about that experience for you, Tay. What it's been like for you to see the way that people are noticing the work that you all are doing.
Well, the thing, we had a good experience not too long ago. I think it's maybe 3 weeks ago that we had a mixer. So we weren't expecting as many people to come and support. We were thinking, okay, maybe 100 people. Mm-hmm. But it turned out to be 400 people showed up.
Wow.
And it sounds like it was more that were trying to come, but the location, which we'll do a better job at next time, was a little bit difficult to find for some, so they kind of gave up, the lazy ones. But no, it's been overwhelming, just receiving the love and support online, social media, in person. When you go to events, it seems like everyone knows you. They send you messages, private messages on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, just showing their support. Wanting to experience or see how we can help them as well.
Right.
But it's been pretty rewarding. We just want to do our work and get them the opportunities that they deserve.
For sure. So, Chris, one of the things I mentioned is that you all have definitely been able to make moves for yourselves. Let alone for the clients you all been able to work with. One of the things that's happened is that the two of you have kind of been able to venture out and to do work on your own. Talk to me about that experience and what kind of led to that decision.
It was an experience. I will start by saying that. I try to explain to people that honestly, this was the best plan that was never planned. And the bottom line is that June 21st, it was a Wednesday, 2017, we were essentially released from our duties at the other firm where we were agents. And we kind of looked at one another, and there was someone who had been reaching out who we honestly had been putting on hold for quite a while. And her name is Angela Brown, and she's out of LA. And we had put her on hold because we thought, we've got some loyalty, we've got brand recognition and awareness, et cetera, established over here at this other company. We were there for 5 years. Mm-hmm. You couldn't have told us that we weren't going to be there another 5 years. So we kind of hopped in the car and called her and said, does your offer still stand? Because we're no longer at this company. And we really did not anticipate it. And I think, from that Wednesday, I think it may have been Sunday afternoon, we actually flew out to Los Angeles in the beginning of BYSB Talent, which is Brown Young Smith Buchanan. It was created during that first weekend that we traveled.
I think with the process, a lot of assumptions were made. I think a lot of it could have been diffused with simple conversation. And I'm not even going to say from our part, from the other party. So I think assumptions were made because of how rapidly the results were. Like literally, what Chris said is actually true. Like
true.
Okay. Here, you're not here no more. So walk out, get in the car, make a call. Offer still stands. A couple of days, we're in Los Angeles. A few days after that, we're a company. So it seems very quick, like it was pre-planned, but it really wasn't.
No.
And so a lot of people make assumptions like, oh no, this has been planned for a while. No,
there's a funny story on that too. I'm really big at Twitter. You know what I mean? And I don't mean big in terms of numbers, but like I enjoy tweeting more so than the Instagram moment. And so probably within 5 minutes of my leaving the office, I happened to tweet, folks, you gotta quote unquote turn your lemon into lemonade, hashtag whatever the hashtag was on that particular day. And man, there was so much fallout from that hashtag. And I thought to myself, it's amazing how, people can make stories up and kind of assume if that makes any sense. Yeah, but it really was not planned, man. And again, I will go on record and say, though, it is the greatest plan that was unplanned. Because we've been able to see, I think, the rewards of our diligence. We've been able to sort of roll out our own vision, and I think that awesome, task before us makes a difference because we're able to see the things that we really want to see come to pass in a corporate environment. So from that standpoint of just like the creation of the company, the various departments, we're able to have control over all of that. So it's kind of interesting. It's been a journey. It actually hadn't even been a year yet, which is really funny. It won't be a year until technically 1st of August.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you bring up a really good point, Chris. I'm going to tell you on this. I know you talk to your clients about patience, about overcoming fear and not letting doubt. Did you all find yourselves having to take that same advice when it comes to starting something new?
I believe so because I don't know, Chris and I are heavy thinkers, I like to say. So we have all these great ideas that we want to incorporate with the company, and sometimes it's like, okay, now just choose one right now, develop that one, go to the next one, develop that one, instead of just little bits and pieces from all of them and I guess compiling it all together. So it took patience, because we're taking a leap. We're taking a definite leap of faith into trying to develop a vision for the most part. And keep in mind, we've been doing this for a while, but we came from management. Getting into running an agency is totally different. It's even totally different from just the one department that we were, in charge of, I'll say, which was TV and film, to entire agency. So it's patience with us and having to learn. Not being afraid to ask questions, to reach out to help for help from individuals that's been doing it for much longer or have a little bit more experience, whether we call, I'll say, allies in the same market or Los Angeles or even New York. We've reached out to all. They've given great advice, and it really has helped us. But it's a lot of patience that's involved with it, just to understand that this is a process. It's nothing that's going to happen overnight. The major agencies that are here, that are developed, they didn't develop overnight. I think with us, the shock of what we've done and how quickly we've been able to get great results, have shocked a lot of people. So it's like, at some point it had gotten to me, okay, I want more right away. And I had to look at myself, and Chris would have to talk to me like, no, it took such and such this amount of years to make this develop. And so then I had to kind of let it sink in and kind of relax and go in the corner and meditate.
right. But I do want to add something that he said that was so poignant, in that it was surprising, I think, to the both of us that we really do have allies in the market. There are other agencies who are fairly large, and they are what I refer to as legacy agencies. And the fact that we can pick up the phone and we can speak with the owners, not necessarily employees, if you will, and ask for advice, and the advice is freely given, and we are not being seen as a threat, but we have been embraced by some of the finest agencies in this market, which has been very surprising. And it's like I think one in particular just has been so kind, called late at night one night on a Sunday, and this individual answered my phone call, and it was like, oh my God, like all this time I thought, I may not have been liked, or maybe there were assumptions. And I'm really like cautious about making up stories as to what people believe, although what people believe is none of my business. But that was really cool. That was cool, just to know that, we've got some allies out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a great reminder for our audience out there to not to be afraid to ask.
Absolutely.
Not to be afraid.
Yes.
I know I asked you guys to be here, and you guys said, you never know what'll happen. Just ask.
Just ask.
Right. And you all have been able to build a great roster already. We're interviewing some of those in our visit here. Talk to me about the trust. What is it like for you to have the trust of these clients?
Well, it's a serious vetting process. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So we do trust our clients, and I think it starts at bringing them in and understanding who they are, sitting down and talking to them. Sometimes we do have clients that are from out of town, to where they may be in Los Angeles or New York, and so we're not able to be face to face with them immediately to feel their energy, their spirit, or however their demeanor is, their natural demeanor is versus the acting side. But I think with technology these days and being able to do FaceTime, Skype, whatever, it helps. But our other actors that's here in this base, which the majority of them are, we take the time to sit down, talk to them. We have an open door policy. So we trust them, because a lot of times, even though we've been doing it for years and we have great relationships in the market, it's still a trust factor for when they send their tape in and we're not actually looking, like their audition tape, or when they go in person, because essentially they represent you. Right. And I think sometimes I'm probably a little bit more paranoid, I'll say, because it's like, okay, they know who we are, cast and producers, but this is a new company, so I always want to put the best foot forward. And just make, great decisions on who we bring in, just knowing that without losing any sleep, that they're going to go in there and represent us well, not only from their personal temperament, but then to their acting capabilities as well, because I thrive on wanting to be the best. I want everyone from our roster to be working. It sounds like an unbelievable task, but I believe that it's possible.
It's possible.
It's time to shine, so shine on.